Hello and welcome to Sport on 7 on City 7 TV. We bring you the new episode from the PSA and WSA World Series Finals, which was hosted in Dubai for the very first time, where the top 8 men's and women's squash players battled it out for the $160,000 prize money at stake. But first up, let's have a look at what's coming up on the show. On this month's show, we'll take you to the PSA and WSA Squash World Series Finals by the Burj Khalifa. We will then move on to some MMA action of the Abu Dhabi Warriors Season 4 before meeting Roy Gumbs to talk about his career and boxing for fitness. We'll start the show off from the Squash World Series Finals hosted here at the Burj Park. After some exciting matchups throughout the season-ending tournament, which also included a rematch of the 2016 World Women's Championship, it was Laura Massaro, the season winner, who stormed into the finals against Raneem El Waleili. In the men's clash, it was Frenchman Gregory Gaultier taking on Australia's in-form Cameron Pilley. It was a night to remember for Britain's Laura Massaro and tournament number 2 seed Frenchman Gregory Gaultier, who ensured an unbeaten run throughout the tournament to be crowned winners of the PSA World Series Finals and grabbed the $40,000 winner's paycheck. In the men's final, there was a lot at stake for Australia's Cameron Pilley, who had ousted the dominant force in the world of squash and current world number 1 Mohamed Al-Shorbagy. His dreams of becoming the first Australian to win the finals in a decade was short-lived by a commanding performance from Frenchman Gregory Gaultier, who won the finals with a 3-1 scoreline. There was a glimpse of hope for Cameron after winning the 4th game. However, the French general staged a stunning comeback to register his 33rd career title. Great way to start this season with a victory and a great way to end it as well with a fantastic win out here in Dubai.
Yeah, it's my first time here in Dubai. Amazing to have this such a prestigious tournament here. We've been looking to have a tournament in this location and such a hard work, but finally we had it and people enjoyed it. You know, we had this beautiful court, all these lights and colors, you know, which makes it like superb and fantastic. It was good for the people who came, good for the viewers on TV, and I'm delighted to win this event and finish on a good note.
It was a very good game, very competitive game against Cameron over there. But tell me about, did Mohamed Al-Shorbagy's not qualification make it a little bit easier for you? Did you breathe a little bit easier?
No, you know, I was expecting to play him and you know, you're going to play and prepare whoever is on your way. And obviously Cameron did well, beat him 2-love. He played, he was more solid, he was a better player yesterday. And sometimes upsets happen, and it happened to me, it happened to Shorbagy, it happened to other players. You can't always win. So that's why the squash is really interesting nowadays, because there's not only one winner like it used to be in the past. Anybody in the top 10 can get a win, and Cameron proved it this week by being the last seed and reaching the final, so that's amazing.
Obviously disappointing to lose the final. I thought I was playing well enough this week to push him to 5 games or even win it. So to lose 3-1, it is disappointing, but I mean, there's a lot of positives I can take from that match. You know, I felt I was getting him tired in the 3rd and 4th games. I just couldn't quite capitalise on my opportunities. But overall, it's been a successful week.
Touching distance to become the first Australian in a decade, that must have been playing in your mind. But tell us about your headband as well. Very interesting choice up there.
Yeah, Pat Cash inspired. Yeah, one of the great Aussie tennis players. I've worn it a few times over the years. I usually bring it out in important tournaments and big matches. I wouldn't call it a lucky or superstitious headband. It's just, yeah, I like to have a bit of a Australian pride in there somewhere, and it's good.
The final day began with a 62-minute-long, nail-biting 5-game contest between the current world number 2 Laura and Egypt's world number 3 Raneem, which also included a tie-breaker in the 4th game. Eventually, Laura, who was in top form after avenging her Women's World Championship final defeat, dominated the 5th game with an impressive 11-5 scoreline to claim the title and finish the World Tour with 455 points.
10-all, I think, in the fourth game. I was almost slipping away from me, and I think maybe that's why the performance in the fifth was so I was just really happy with that performance in the fifth, because it was so close in the fourth game. Managed to maybe just drop my shoulders and relax and think, there's nothing to lose now, just go out and try and play well. So I was happy.
Great to avenge the defeat in the Women's World Championship final, 2 Egyptian giants as well.
Yeah, I'm like fighting the whole Egyptian team at the moment, it feels like sometimes, but no, they're all brilliant you just take them on their own merit as individuals, and I'm really happy that I managed to beat the world number 1 and the world number 3, so that's an achievement in itself this week.
Fourth was pretty close. She took the lead from the beginning, and it was hard for me to get those 2 points difference. I managed to get it at 10-all, but I rushed things a little bit, but I did my best. I tried to get every shot that she was firing. She played really well, so all credit to her. It's been a great week for me. I'm so happy that I managed to make it to the final. It's a very strong tournament. Obviously, everyone is at their best. Everyone is a top player. Everyone's wanting to win, and to make it to the final is big for me because I've had a bit of an inconsistent season. So pretty happy with my performance throughout the week. I wish I had won today, but not my day.
After a total of 8 competitive stages in the PSA World Series calendar and 7 tournaments in the women's season, the stage was all set for a final showdown here in Dubai by the Emirates' iconic landmark. Right before the final round, I caught up with world number 3 Nick Matthew and Laura Massaro to talk to them about their season and their thoughts of playing in Dubai.
Obviously disappointing to lose in the final of the World Championships. It was a really good week for me, positive overall. Back to playing for major titles again, which is where I want to be, and playing some of my best squash out there, and that's all I can really ask of myself and expect of myself. So although it wasn't to be on the day, I'm really excited to see my form return into some of the best that it's been, and excited to hopefully bring that into this week.
Obviously, this is the first time we're hosting the World Series over here, right by the Burj Khalifa as well. Fantastic location to play squash. Any other impressive places you've played at?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the most spectacular locations you can probably get in the world, but it's one of the best things about squash, being able to put a squash court anywhere. You don't need a lot of space. You can literally put it and build a squash court. So we have some amazing events on Hong Kong Harbour and in Grand Central Station in New York. In previous years we've had it outside the pyramids in Egypt. So yeah, it's pretty special to be able to play in front of the Burj, but it's an amazing feeling when you can step on a squash court in any spectacular location.
Despite suffering from injuries this season, Nick Matthew, one of the oldest players in the World Series circuit, had qualified for the finals in Dubai. After suffering from defeats in the 2 opening games, the Yorkshireman was able to defeat the world number 1 Mohammad Shorbaghi with a 2-0 scoreline to register his only win in the round robin. Prior to the tournament, Nick was looking forward to receiving support from the English supporters while staging a comeback in the injury-plagued season. It's been regarded as an injury-plagued series for you so far. So, in terms of preparations for the final showdown in Dubai, how are you looking forward to it?
I can't wait to get going. Hopefully the injuries are behind me now. I was in a lucky position that I managed to qualify for the top 8 early enough that the last couple of months that were interrupted by injuries have not been a disaster. I was still here able to qualify, and looking forward to getting stuck in. Best of 3 matches, straight in against the world's top 8, straight into the deep end after time out from injury, but looking forward to the challenge, no pressure, and can't wait to get going. What better location in front of the world's tallest building? When I tell people about the squash tour who don't know much about it, I tell them about our venues such as Grand Central Station in New York, in front of the pyramids in Cairo, Hong Kong Harbour, and this one's going to be a new entry into that top 3 list of venues we've played worldwide, and can't wait to get going.
We'll now be taking a short break, but when we come back, we'll be heading over to Abu Dhabi for some MMA action of the Abu Dhabi Warriors Season 4.